Welcome to Vibes Music TV. I'm your Brohseph Vaughn Johseph. You know what time it is? It's time to get the TV back into the music, right? So I've got with us tonight's show is going to be brought to you by Ace Threads. Ace Threads, y'all, check out the hat. They make these hats big enough to even fit my big head. So go on over to acethreads.com. Check out the site. They got shirts. This is not one of the shirts. This is one of them little horse shirts. But they got hats. They got all kinds of stuff. So it's acethreads.com. That's tonight's show sponsor. So welcome to Vibes Music TV, y'all. I am V3, your host to the TOP to the highest degree. Yo, it's all about me. So y'all didn't know I could rap. I didn't even know I could rap. I can't rap. I'm just playing with y'all. So welcome to the show. We're happy to have you. We've got an amazing, amazing guest on deck with us tonight. Who's on deck? Who?
Bubble.
What? We got Bubble on deck, y'all. What's happening with that? Tamara Bubble, live and direct, hitting us up from the East Coast of the United States, joining us today. How you doing today, young lady?
I'm good. That bubble slipped out. I didn't know if I was supposed to wait. I got excited.
That's what you're supposed to do. Just be like, I'm here. Announce, just kicking in the doors. Just like, what's up? Bubble on deck.
Bubble on.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice one. So let's catch up. What have you been up to? I talked to you back in August. And what have you been doing?
I've been working and keeping busy and getting all towel boy and oh no, honestly, I still promoting my current single Towel Boy. We actually just recently released the official video for that, and it's on my official website tamarabubble.com. We premiered it on the website. I was recently nominated for Female Rapper of the
I
Year
know. I
at
saw that.
the Underground Music Awards.
Yes.
So if you go to undergroundmusicawards.com, you can vote there. And what else? I actually one of my singles, "Living It Up," was placed in a film for Giving Chris Brown. It was a short film, and it premiered in New York City at Times Square at the Urban World Film Festival like a week ago. I was there at the festival, so I've been trying to keep busy. I'm definitely still promoting my current EP, "Living It Up." But Towel Boy is the current single, and so we're just pushing and getting really good feedback, and so we're gonna keep going.
Yeah, Towel Boy's fire, man. I was watching that video the other day. We were gonna put it up, and then I was sitting here eating some Doritos, and I was looking at the video, and everybody's all six packed up, and y'all was making me feel kind of flabby, so I had to turn that off, and I watched it, after I had a protein bar and worked out. But yeah, that's nice. That's good stuff. So, what was the inspiration behind that video? What brought you to creating that?
Well, first, let me just say shout out to IO Visuals and Chill. He was the director for the video. We filmed it in Houston, Texas. And the inspiration behind it was it was kind of it's kind of the mantra of the song. Like, I wanted women to have that song where they are celebrating them getting pampered by the guy. So it just made sense, like I'm like you, I would rather be eating the Doritos, but they were feeding me fruit. So, they came together. And I'm just enjoying the view. So it's just really just about having that boy toy, that towel boy that's like, gonna pamper you, and just kind of that female mojo song. Like, I wanted women to have a song that maybe when their man comes home, they're like waiting, without the towel, and just kind of like, hey, come on. So he's the towel, and then you get it popping.
Right. See, that's old school. That's how, like, was it Big Daddy Kane used to rap about stuff like that. He said, wanna oh man, I can't remember the line. He says something about get your bubble bath ready and rub you with Noxzeme. Treat you like a queen, cook and clean. Get your bubble bath ready and rub you with Noxzeme. That's what it was. So that's a little bit before your time. You might not know about that, but
So I salute that anyway. Shout
no, that's fire. That's good. It's a nice opportunity to see a flip, because we always see women parading around, in the videos.
and
Yeah. So it's good to get
yeah,
y'all little perv on for once, instead of it it just
right. I love
it's
that.
all good.
Like, I wanted to kind of celebrate the guys too. Like I feel like women, we as women, we're so quick to make a heartbreak song, and we'll male bash you in a second. All we need is 3 minutes, and you lying, cheating, and you know what I mean. Some of that stuff. So I wanted that song too. That was just kind of like, no, you do some things good, and this is what you do.
Ah, yeah, Mary J. Blige, she had that whole segment of music on lock, about bashing men for ages. So,
Yeah, and then Keisha Cole took it over. So it's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, what would you say is the hardest part about what you do? Because I know I. I sit here a lot of times and I'm writing shows. We got these various shows, we do a conspiracy theory show and all these other shows. And I do the research and I'm sitting here and I'm trying to write a show and I'm trying to produce it and hope that when we put it out, it looks good and people watch it. And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So what do you find is probably the most difficult part about what you do? Is it the writing of the songs? Is it the onstage performance or what?
Um, I think it's definitely not the writing. Okay, so let me just explain. The writing I feel like is a cheat. I feel like I've been blessed. I'm definitely grateful, but like I don't get writer's block. I literally could look out the window and see rain and a song will come in my
Mm.
head. I could be walking down the street and see a girl crying and an entire song. Like I'm not even kidding. The hook, the bridge, like everything about it, the words just come in my head and the melodies
Wow.
too. So a lot of times I'll stop what I'm doing and record it so that I don't forget
Right.
it. Cause like I have so many songs. Like man, I just hope no one ever steals my phone because they have an unreleased catalog of just like ideas. So it's hooks, it's melodies, it's chorus, sometimes just a hook, sometimes the entire song, sometimes just a concept, sometimes a video concept. Like just it's just ideas all the time in my head. Just because I'm living
Right.
life. Like so it's kind of good not to stay in all the time because then you can't live life if you're in inside all the time. So I definitely go out and actually even help the street team out so that I can meet these people, shake hands, and then that leads to more stuff. So it's just like a constant filter of songs. Writing is not a problem at all. That's probably the easiest, hands
Mm.
down. Recording, that's not difficult either. Shout out to Crazy Figs. He's actually produced my last few projects. I've been in Charlotte heavy just because of him, because that's where he's based. And so, I like his sound. I like our chemistry together. I like our music that we're creating together. And it's easy with him. So the recording is easy now.
Mm.
And then of course he makes the beats on the spot, so it's like catered to my song. Like I'll sing him the track and he'll just create the song like that. Like literally 5 minutes later we have a song, and it's crazy. So that's really easy. The stage thing, I think there's just like, the sound will be bad on stage, but the show is fine. Like I'll whatever the technical difficulties, that's probably the hard part. Just getting through that, because I don't want to make a bad impression, but I love performing for like different cities, new stages, new audiences. Like I love to be able to perform and entertain. Like it's one thing to be able to perform for maybe a group of old people or a group of young people, but it's another thing to be able to entertain them. Like I can literally go to an old, like depending on, like I'll case out the crowd. Like a lot of times I'll have my set, but if I can tell like maybe they don't want to hear hardcore rapping, or not that I do so much hardcore rap, but maybe they like to hear singing or love songs. I'll go by based off of what the DJ is playing, and sometimes I'll switch up my set on the spot. So that just goes to show how much I practice. I'm ready to do whatever for whoever, just to make sure that I'm entertaining them. And so I can't really say that there's a hard part about it. I think I just enjoy what I do, and maybe that's why it's not hard.
Mm.
I don't feel like it's work. It's so easy, and I love what I'm doing. So if I had to pick, I don't know.
You don't have to pick. Nothing has to be hard. When it's the way you describe it, that means it's amazing. Just like,
Yes.
it all the pieces come together, which is what most people want to happen for them.
I do have a hard part now, but it's the promoting of
Yeah.
it. That's probably the hardest thing, getting it out
Mm.
there. So I can't be in two places at once. So I can't perform in Las Vegas and New York at the same time. It's just humanly impossible unless I stream it
Yep.
live. And so thank God for technology, I can do some of those things, but still physically, a performance is nothing like, streamed, rather than being there and feeling the energy from the people and performing it live. So definitely the promotion part of it, getting it to TV, trying to get it to radio, trying to get it worldwide. Like there's I remember I linked in with someone on LinkedIn, and I was asking him, what's your Facebook and Twitter? Let's connect on there, because a lot of people are not on LinkedIn that much. And he's like, oh, we're in China. Facebook and Instagram are banned
Yeah.
there, so they use completely different social
Mm.
networks. And it's just like, I'm thinking like, wow, this world is so much bigger than like just performing in your local city. And so I try to get out. I try to meet as many people as possible. That's why I like going like with the street team and promoting. But that is the hardest part, being everywhere at once.
Right.
But I'm working on
Yeah.
it. Bubble on deck.
Well, that's what we try to do here at V3 TV. So we have all these different outlets for people like yourself, musicians, actors, etc. Because we hit those markets. We have we look at our analytics and we see people from China going to our website, and we see people from Russia and Australia, and going to our website, and we see people from like the Ukraine going to try to hack our website. So we know that our website is all over the place, even if they got bad intentions as to why they're going to the website sometimes. But the people are hitting us up from all over. So we're happy to put your stuff out there, and hopefully some people out there in China will see it and they'll like it. You know?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I I did an interview in Africa, and I'm like, it was a video interview. So I'm watching, and there was a girl in the studio, and she was dancing. I'm like, I've never even been to Africa, and there's someone in Africa listening to my music, and like that is just so powerful to me. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just crazy, like that your music can travel that far with the internet, with technology. And maybe you can't be everywhere at once, but you definitely can get like your music out there. And so that's very inspiring, and even motivating for me to continue to promote.
Yeah, it's the promoting aspect. I appreciate what you're saying. Is probably the most difficult aspect with regards to entertainment as a whole. I was doing a film. I think it was. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say. Doesn't matter. I was for Warner Brothers, and I was doing some voice work, and I was voicing the Barack Obama for this film, and yeah, the
Nice.
guy that was producing it. Yeah. The guy, well, it was off camera, so I was playing the American
Oh,
president, so it was, they wanted
okay.
somebody to sound enough like it. So um
Ooh.
he was asking me, because we get to talking, and he's like, yeah, you're from the States, yada yada yada, and I'm telling him that I'm from outside of Detroit, and he's like, oh, I'm really looking for some music that has that type of sound, for another project that I'm working on. So I was like, cool, I know a guy back in LA from Detroit that's in a
Hmm.
band, and he's got that Rage Against the Machine hip hop, rock kind of sound. And he's like, cool, tell them to send us their music, because we'll get it in the film. And then I contacted him, and I sent him a text or something on Facebook, and I'm like, dude, this guy wants to hear your music. And he says, he goes, tell him to go to our website. And I said, no. This is the guy. He's running he's running production for a major motion picture. He's not going to go to your
Right,
website.
right.
You
Check you
right.
out.
I'm like, who do you see? I'm like, all right, bruh.
Google
Yeah,
me.
yeah, right. Tell him to Google me, dog. I was like, all right, man. I'll be sure to not tell him you said that. And so,
Oh
yeah.
my
So
God.
some people, there's opportunities you just miss just because your head is somewhere else at the time, and you're not focused on constantly promoting, like you said. Sometimes it's hard, and you have to remember. Um, that is probably the most important aspect of, or one of the most important aspects of what we do, because I know that anytime I produce something, and if I'm not completely happy with it, I won't put it out, because I don't
Hmm.
want anyone to see that and say, "Oh man, that's what they're doing over there," peace, So
Right.
that's no good for me. So, what kind of advice would you have for somebody that's new to the industry? They're trying to get into singing or the rap industry. I know you got a website that we are gonna put on our site, and yeah, because we were looking at that now. I think I might have been asking you about a logo for it, but tell us about some advice, things people should look out for, things they should do, things they shouldn't do, stuff like that.
Um, I think if you're aspiring to be an entertainer, actress, anything in the entertainment business, you definitely need to learn the business part of it. Because you can bring talent to the table, but it's going to be exploited, and you're probably not going to get any financial benefit from it. So initially that shouldn't be a reason for getting in it, but if you have a passion for it, you should learn the business of it because that's the upside. Like to be able to do something you love and get paid for
Mm,
it. You know what I mean? There are people that sit on the streets and sing with a cup for a
right,
donation. And then there's people that learn the business and can do that same thing in a stadium full of people and get paid for
right,
it and meet and greet people afterwards that love their music and their contribution. So, um, you know, you can be a hobbyist at it, or you can figure out how to make money from it. And by doing that, you're gonna have to invest money in it. So I think that's the biggest thing. Invest money into learning how to do the business, and then invest money into promoting your music to make money off of it. So it's twofold. And I guess I can segue into the show for that. Like you're gonna get scammed. I feel like I should say this. I don't want to sound negative, but if you invest enough time and money, and especially if you don't invest enough time and research, you're going to get scammed. And so I created an online show called "You Gonna Get Got." It's a TV show that exposes scammers in the entertainment business, and I'm so happy that you guys are going to be sharing the episodes on your platform. But I do have some good news. We're actually in talks now with a couple production companies. We're going to switch the format, and it's going to be an actual in studio production,
nice,
TV broadcast
nice,
ready,
nice.
quality, and with live studio audience. So we're gearing up to get those things in the works, buckle down, and so we'll be definitely sending you that format of it too. So because I wanted to put it out because there was a need for it, but then I also want the quality to be
Mm,
there. So, I don't want people to think, oh, it's just this online blog thing. I'm just going to sit in the room and yap. So I want it to be a real format. And then, you know what I mean? I just want the quality to be just like
right.
dope so that people will pay attention for that reason too, on top of helping artists expose people that are scamming. So,
Yeah, you will get hustled. That is par for the
yeah,
course in any pretty much in life. You're gonna
yes.
get hustled no matter what you go, what you do, or where you go. I remember the first time I came over here to Europe, and I was in Germany, and I was in the train
Mhm.
station, and some guy for the first time ever actually opened up his coat and was like, "You want to buy a watch, my friend? I've got I've got beautiful watches for your girlfriend." And I was like, you got watches inside your jacket like Lenny from Good Times. He used to open up his coat. My name is Lenny. He's got this stuff. Um, even from like grade school when we would be coming home from holidays with like the cheese and sausage catalogs, and you give it to your mom to take to work, and she sells the stuff to her friends at work for Christmas stuff. I don't know if y'all had that where you were, but that to me was just a hustle for the schools to get money, so that they can put a new wing on or something like that, or get a new scoreboard for the football field or something like that. But yeah, you definitely need to invest some time in figuring out what it is that you're getting into, because
Yeah.
a lot of
I mean, go
a
ahead. Go ahead.
lot of
Sorry.
people don't know what they're getting into. They think it's all just going to be I can sing or I can act, and that's just what's going to be, and I'm going to get paid, and that's just that. But it doesn't work that simple, does it?
There's for every one person that has a dream, there's like 100 people that's out there to exploit it. So they could care less whether you make it. As a matter of fact, the success rate is so low, they feel like they're just it's part of the
Right.
game. Like,
Yep.
you know, you probably ain't gonna make it anyway,
Right.
even if we didn't scam you. So I'm gonna step in, and there's so many dreamers. I can make a living, just doing what I do, and you wasn't gonna make it anyway. So just so there's that mentality. And then there's that someone that sees that you have potential and they jump in with a different agenda. So there's some people that step in to try to help your career out, but make sure you build your team slowly.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need that whole big entourage, and especially if you're not bringing in money. Like, just keep it, because when you do take off, there everybody's looking around for their cut. Like, I was here and
Mm,
I was thing, but I was in the crew and look out for me. And
right.
so you want to build your team slowly and carefully, and just you have to be a good reader of people, because you just have
Yeah,
to,
the
because
entourage will break you. I mean, look at MC Hammer. He was making mad loot, and he'd come on stage with 20, 30 people, just performers, let alone
yeah,
all those people that came with them, and they're friends and babies and all kinds of stuff. They probably had
I forget. I remember reading an article about how much he was spending per week on like his
Um,
payroll. It was just like it was ridiculous.
Crazy amounts. Crazy amounts.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Mm-mm.
So
So
yeah.
we were talking about how you become, you get in there, you get famous, or you want to get famous. And I've noticed, and there's a lot of this stuff online now about how there's this Illuminati, they control the music industry, and they do these rituals, and you got to sing like this, or you got to dress like this. And Nicki Minaj used to look like that, and now she looks like this. Do you think, and I don't know if you could answer this or not, but do you think that you would change up for a big deal? Like if say, I don't know, Rap Nation or Rock Nation contacted you, or anybody, and said Def Jam's like, hey, we want to put you down on our label, but we want
Mhm.
to change this and this, and we want you to do this, that, and the other. Do you think that you would be compromising your artistic integrity?
Oh, I'll just say, just for my own morals and like from a religious standpoint, I would never compromise that, me
Mm,
personally. I think people are desperate for fame. And so, that's an option for them. It's sad, but that is an option for them. And so if you see someone change, it may be their own personal choice. It may be a business move. It may be a gimmick, or it may be that they're just willing to compromise their values for fame, which is really sad, but it happens. And I can't speak on, an organization. I've never met a member, I don't think. But what I will say is that if that's a fear of yours, if that's something that you're concerned about, one, make sure you have your morals and stuff intact, and don't compromise those. It's the same thing as like casting couch. Like, there are people that lay on their backs trying to work their way to the top, and it boggles me because it doesn't work. Like
yeah.
if you're sleeping around for beats, or just buy the beat. Like, oh, at least you'll own it. Like, God,
You need this
just
beat.
buy your
You
own
need this
beat.
beat, girl. Come on over here. I got a beat for you now.
Right. Because I've heard it, not even just for beats. Like, people do it to get a certain stylist, or to get like a TV. Like, do you know how many TV stations? You know how many people you have to sleep with to get to the
Oh,
top? Like, there are just too many no, oh, no,
hey.
no.
I don't know how
I just
many. Tamara, what's
I just imagine that, you would probably not have any walls left. Like, it's too much. So I think it's best to, if you have that fear, like, you see videos and stuff, and a lot of it's rumors, or it's not something that they actually have proof for, and you just want to protect yourself, stay indie. Like, there's nothing wrong with that either. So it's I guess it's a matter of your desperation for fame, because that's why people sign contracts that are
mm,
ungodly. Like, they're not evil per se, but it's like literally stripping you of any right you have. If you sign a contract where they control your image, who's to blame for that? So now it's not that you changed, it's that you don't have control over
right.
you. So they changed.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing if I want to wear a red shirt, but I sign a contract that doesn't allow me to wear red. Like, I didn't change. I still like red shirts. I cannot legally wear the red
right.
shirt
Right.
anymore. So if that's your fear, don't sign the contract. Just stay indie. Like, sign yourself to your own
Mm,
label. You can sing a jazz song today. Like, this is why I like being an independent artist, period. Just the freedom. Like, I can put out a jazz single tomorrow, and a rap song the next day, and a rap and jazz song the day after. Like, I could literally do as I please. Like, I remember I can't remember the name of the artist. It was a female rapper. The label was shelving her, and she put her album out on SoundCloud, and they took it down.
mm.
So you can't take my album down because I own my
Right.
album and I want to put it out. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you are concerned about your creative control, your your religious freedom, your like, those are
Mm,
freedoms. Like,
mm.
you know what I mean? So just keep your independence so that you don't have to worry about that being
You-
compromised. Like, don't even put it up for question, so that you have to go back and read the contract and like, oh, am I allowed to do this? Oh,
right.
so just
Yeah, a lot of time people
indie.
don't even read that contract in the beginning. They just jump in there and they like, "What do I sign? I want that bonus," and they don't even realize that that bonus is really like a loan that you got to pay back. You got to make videos. You got to pay. Like your street team. You got to pay for, all this stuff. You got to pay for dinners every time you go out with the record label and for dinner. You're not. They want that money back. You're paying for dinner. They're not paying for nothing, and a lot of people in my research, I watch a lot of videos on like YouTube and stuff, and I see people saying, well, they changed up and whoop de woo, and they don't, act like this and that. That's because they're a product now. They're not, like you
Right.
said, they don't belong to them anymore. You're a product, and you can't behave a certain way because you're getting paid by the other man. You got a contract with Warner Brothers Records, Reprise, or Def Jam, whoever, but you have to fall in line with what they want because you're representing that corporation now. And if they want you to do
Right.
this, that, or the other, you got to do it, or else, like you said, they'll put your stuff on the shelf and it won't get released. The next thing you know, you got to be like Prince and change your name to that damn symbol so that you can get out of your contract and go do what you want to do. But that's a crazy little business like that. What Tribe Called Quest said, industry rule number, was it 1080 or 2080, record company people are shady. So you have to keep your eyes on their hands because they always on the grab.
What I think is funny is like a lot of people think that the entertainment industry is this different wild wild west, and honestly, when I look at it, all industries do that. Like for instance, before I was doing music, I did accounting, and for that, you have to wear your suit every day, and I hate dressing up like
Mhm.
that corporate America thing. So it's the same thing. Like you can't wear what you want to wear to that
No.
job, and so when you sign that employment contract, they own you unless you're going to
Right.
quit. Unless you're going. So it's that same thing. Now, of course, the music industry they tend to can own a little bit more, like the rights to your stage name. You can't even perform your own
Mm.
songs if they own the publishing and that contract goes sour. So there's things like that. But I even remember I was watching an interview and I think it was Ti. He was saying how he's indie now. He actually didn't re-sign with the
Mm.
major and he put the EP out like right immediately. Look at the power he has. He can just put his EP out now. And he already has a fan base. So that's beautiful for him now. Like I feel like that's probably the best of both worlds to have been on a major and now be indie in this time space that we're in. But anyway, back to the point. He was his name is actually Tip.
Right.
The Because Q-Tip, the rapper, was out before, the label wanted him to change his name to something else. And they basically said, we're not going to make you, but we're also not going to put your music out until you do. So, so all this time, everybody knows him for being Ti, and he wants to be called Tip. And so that I think is the name of his EP now. So like those freedoms, like if you want to call yourself whatever, if I want to call myself whatever, I just go get the trademark, and I can call myself that, and I can change it tomorrow too if I want to buy another trademark. And just that freedom alone is priceless. So maybe you sacrifice and not sign to a label initially, because I don't want to like downplay major labels and the marketing and
Mm.
promo that's
Mm.
behind them. I think what needs to happen is indie artists need to invest first. So if you build that fan base, if you have your following, they're going to work with you, and you probably don't have to sign the rights away to that. You probably can share in some things, and it's better because you probably will be able to negotiate your creative control too.
Yeah.
So if you're desperate, that's where it's going to go bad. Just don't be desperate.
Yeah, as I understand it, you want to try and get as much control as your publishing as possible when it comes to music. I'm not in music, but I know a lot of people that are. I have a cousin actually. He's going to LA to work with Rock Nation, um,
Mhm.
and because he's a producer, and they make all the money. The people behind, the mixing boards and the ones that are doing it, they're the ones that are controlling all the publishing, and they're the ones that are going to. You think because you're the performer, you're getting paid. It's the same thing with actors. It's the actors get a lot of money, but it's like when Chappelle didn't want to do his show and they offered him 50 million. If they're offering him 50 million to do the show, how much do you think Comedy Central and the executives are making off the show if they can pay him that
Yeah.
kind of money? So if you can have as much control over your product, that's probably the
Mhm.
best. Probably the best. Who would you like to collaborate with? If you could pick anybody out there to do a song with, who would you do a song with?
I got like a top five and an honorable mention. So in no particular order, top five is Joell
Mm.
Ortiz, Jasmine Sullivan, J. Cole, Lauryn Hill, and Little Kim. And the honorable mention, the reason why I say that is because I have a duet song that I wrote, and I would love to do that with John Legend.
Ah, I used to live down the street from him when I lived in LA. He used to live around the corner
Right.
from me. um, yeah, that's a very diverse list of
I think
individuals.
it's all the genres that I do. Yep.
Who would you say is your favorite hip hop artist right now? That's out right now,
Right now, current hip hop artist that's out.
male or female?
It's uh mm.
It's tough.
The reason why I'm doing those grunts is because I like different artists for different reasons.
Mm,
Like, so some artists I like their music, some artists I like their style of rap, some I just like their personality. So it's weird. Like I honestly, when I start off with the like looking at an artist, I go and watch their interviews
right.
first. I don't listen to the music first. I think that's um I think that's a byproduct of who they
Mm,
are. So you definitely can listen to music to get to know who they are, but then some people make music for the people, so that's not always who they are. Some are just entertainers. So I go to the interview first to see if I like their personality. A lot of times, if I don't like their personality, I won't go listen to their music. So that's
fair.
weird. But favorite artist now, I would have. Well, I can't really say Lauryn Hill right now because she doesn't have that much current
You
music out. But
can, because she's one of the most
yeah,
lyrically
so I can go into
gifted.
the
What's that?
okay. Yeah, if I can go into the past a little, I'm gonna say
Don't
her.
matter.
Just on impactful music, like overall, yeah, she does it for me.
She was one of the most successful, if not the most successful female rap artists, and she did it all, wearing normal clothes and not running around labelized and with her ass hanging out and stuff like that. So, um,
Even the concepts are like
mm,
powerful, and not just I ride this and I
that's the
so
problem
yeah.
that I have with music now. I won't listen to anything. I have these guys that come and do some of the other shows with me, and they're like, "Hey, you heard this guy and whoop de woo." I'm like, I don't know none of those fools. I'm like, you can bring the music in and I'll listen to it, but I'm listening to the beat. I'm not listening to nothing they're saying because they're not saying anything. Most of the stuff that they're talking about is how much money they're getting for their show, and they go into the mall, and what kind of car they drive, and and women and guns and drugs. That's it. But I come from an era where it was like, where hip hop was more about a message, and it was more about, you know there was more substance to the lyrical content than what they have now. Where, like you said,
Right.
Q-Tip earlier, like Tribe Called Quest was one of my favorite groups, and
Hmm.
and then you have someone like Diggable Planets, who were just amazing. And then when they came out with Blowout Comb, I know they pissed their label off because they didn't want that first album they put out was not the album they wanted to put out, but that was the album they
Okay.
put out so that they could get put on, so that people could hear who they were, and they could get out there. And then when they put Blowout Comb out and they got all, Black Power, and people was like, whoa, we need to get them off the label. And then, but they got their fan base, and they made some amazing music. And there's a lot of great conscious rappers out there, but that's pretty much what I like to listen to, Talib Kweli, Yasin Bey, or Mos Def, stuff like that. So no, I feel you when you say that you got to take it back, because a lot of the new stuff is just, it's all marketed at the kids and getting them to, be a certain way that I won't get into. We'll get into that on a different show, but it's not good. So what else? What's going on with you besides the Towel Boy video? Are you going on the road? What's happening next?
Um, I'm kind of on and off the road now. Actually, like it's not a full fledged tour, but just been doing a bunch of dates in the U.S. I am passport ready, and we are passport planning. It hasn't been stamped yet, but that's definitely where, like I said, I want to be
Mm,
everywhere, and that's just not in the U.S. So we're looking to see how we're gonna approach the regions in the U.S. and then of course expand overseas. So that is a thing, and stay tuned.
yeah,
But I do have um they're on my official website, tamarabubble.com. If you click on tour, the upcoming live shows and interviews are up there. So you can definitely check back and check often. And also, I have I set up my site to be more interactive. So there's a you can click on the website and leave comments about like what cities you want me to come to and all that stuff, and also ask any questions. There's a platform on there that says Ask the Bubble. You can ask me anything. I'll respond to stuff on my website first before I go to the social
Right.
networks. So I should go into this because I have in my mind, in the back of my head somewhere, I feel that as an independent artist, we are very dependent on every other platform except for our own hub. I feel like we have to put our music on SoundCloud, and SoundCloud gets the benefit of that. I feel like we have to put our songs on YouTube, and I feel like we have to because of the number of people that are there. We have to put our music on YouTube because to get people to watch those videos, we have to go log on Facebook, we have to log on Twitter, we have to log on Instagram, we have to keep in touch with everybody on all of those platforms. And it's like, wait a minute, how am I an independent artist? I'm not doing anything on my own. And so we actually redesigned um, my website, and actually my website update team is in India. So like just the power of the internet, I just love how I can network and meet and work. Well, I haven't even met them yet, but I work with them, work with them through Skype, through phone calls, through emails, and literally like someone on the other side of the world is a part of my team, and that to me is
Mm.
amazing. Um, but back to the site, like we've revamped the entire site to make it more interactive and to make it where my fans can come on my site and chill with me. So I'm willing to be more interactive on those than I will for social media. I'm definitely on all social media. One word, Tamara Bubble, TamaraBubble. Everything from Periscope to WhatsApp to Snapchat, I'm there. The ones that are not popping, I'm not there as often. The ones that are definitely, have more interactive fan base, I'm there more often than not. But I'm on all of them, and every year there's another app that comes out that takes
Yeah.
off. So I'm going to join those too. But I wanted to create something for my fans to do on my site. So I actually have my own little title situation, if you will. Where I have an exclusive album on there. It's actually up now. I'm not going to put it on iTunes. I'm not putting it on SoundCloud. And so the name of the album is called Proceed with
Mm.
Caution. And twofold. Definitely the lyrics and everything are a little, like I said, I like to write about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the nasty. So I'm going to cover everything. And then I also do so many genres. But I didn't want any previews. I didn't want any go to iTunes. I don't want to have to promote someone else's site. I only want to promote my site. So that there's going to be exclusive albums that I always have on my site for my
Mm.
fans, and I made it more interactive too, so that my fans can come and leave comments, leave the music reviews. We don't need iTunes. I'm indie. Like, what do I need iTunes? Why do I need to give iTunes 30%? I don't get it. Like, I can take that money and reinvest
Right.
it. So I just rather have the platforms built into my site, and I'll interact with my fans, and we'll chill out like that, bubble on deck.
Now I can,
That's what we've really been working on.
yeah, I can appreciate what you're saying because we go through the same thing here, and it's actually kind of why we've created what we've created. It didn't start off as this. It started
Mhm,
off, and you speak of iTunes. I used to work for Apple, and I'm over here in England, and my visa
mhm.
expired, and because I separated from my wife, I couldn't stay working, but I was still here trying to fight my to get my appeal and still get a visa. But that's a side story.
Right.
And I was working with Apple, and then I left, and then I needed something to do to keep my I act and to keep my acting mind going. So we started doing a podcast, and then the podcast turned into a webcast, and so on and so forth. And now we got all these different channels on our online entertainment network, and it's really geared at getting people like yourself out there, because,
Nice.
and I understand, like when you say I have to go and put the stuff on Facebook, then I got to put like this interview, I got to put it on YouTube, then I got to put it on Daily Motion, then I got to put it on Twitter, then I got to take the audio out of it and then put it on SoundCloud. And, I got to do all this work, and then I got to put it on my website, so people that are there can see it. And people ask me, "Oh, how many, people listen to your stuff?" I'm like, it's hard to say because it's in 8 different places. It's all over the place. So
Yep.
I have this many at our website, and I've got, however many at all these other sites, and I would like you said, for it to all be centralized and be at our site. So then people just know who we are. They go to V3TV because they want to check out Vibes Music, TV, because they want to see interviews from musicians. They want to see music videos. They want to, have that there, or they want to go to the comedy channel and see comedy and so on and so forth. But it is a challenge. It's tough to get, everything together like that. And like you said, paying iTunes and SoundCloud. Like I experienced this the other day. I've just popped onto our site and saw some videos on Daily Motion where it's like YouTube, but it's a little more professional looking. And there was an advertisement running on our video at the beginning. And I was like, I don't remember authorizing any video, because I thought it was something that we had embedded right to our website, but it was something that was redirect from the Daily Mail. And I contacted them, and I'm talking to their attorneys and stuff. And then they're like, "Oh, no, we have a contract with Daily Motion." So then, but they pay us for that, but it's like they're paying us like this, and they're getting this, for running their crap on my videos, and I don't like that. So it is better to try and keep it all in house. Well, we're working on that as well. It's tough. It's definitely a lot of work. It's not as easy as we would like it to be, but yeah, we're in the game of just getting people like yourself more exposure. This isn't about us, it's about you. It's about the musicians, the actors, the producers, giving them a platform to put their stuff out, and then people can say, I'm looking for some new music, I can go there, because you can't go to MTV, and you can't say, oh, well, I want to contact that person and get their song and like their beats, and they're played on our TV show or our film or our indie film or whatever. They can see your stuff and then they can contact you, whereas the other times they hear it or something, and then they got to, like you said, they got to sleep for a beat. They got to hook up and get naked just for some tracks. And
then they got to sleep to get on the blog, and then they got to sleep to get the it's like, come on, promote single, and you have a couple STDs. So like,
yeah, we are a virus-free network over here. So we're trying to keep your draws on until it's time to not, or whatever. But that's pretty much it. I don't have any other questions for you tonight. We're glad to have you on tonight. We appreciate you. And if you do, and when you do make it over here to this side of the pond, there's a seat right there for you, and you can come into the studio and tell us what's what, and keep us up to date, and we'll come out to your show and see what's cracking. So you got anything else you want to promote while you're here?
Actually, yeah. So I mentioned that I was nominated for Female Rapper of the Year. If you go to Underground Music Awards, you can vote for me once a day until I believe October 14th, and they're going to announce the winner later this month. I think October 25th. I was selected actually by Shike Shoes. They're based in the U.S. They're like scattered 140 stores in like 10 states in the U.S. But they selected my video Towel Boy to premiere in stores, so that was really big for me.
That's huge.
And so we've been just trying to scream that from the rooftops, and we're gonna work to get, like I said, to get the video on the MTVs, the BETs, the Fuses of the world. We're just getting started. Stay tuned. I want to give shout out to my management. Shout out to you guys for the platform. Shout out to my fans for sticking with me. They've had to hold on the longest because it takes so long, to work it, and there's so much involved in the business side of it. I don't want you to think that I'm not creating the music. The music is there. We have to strategize. It takes a while to get the music out there. So stick with me. Stay tuned. Bubble on deck.
Word. All right, you guys, you heard it first. Tamara Bubble, go check out our website. Check out our music. Support the music. Support the movement. Yes. So thanks for tuning in. Vibes Music TV. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Sharp in that birthday suit. Hope you brought a rubber blazer, cause I got on rain boots. And Vicky's secret, I let her tell you. Ain't gotta pull her to the side, cause we edible. Dinner's ready, welcome back. Say hello kitty, cause I'm a wildcat. And the only thing playing is that music in the background. Know you want me face down with the bubble up. Yup, that bubble soft. See you undressing with your eyes, but my clothes are off. Fresh out of towels, but I'm into noise. You good at arousal, you could be my towel boy. Drippin' wet when I step up out the shower. Soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel, please. Drippin' wet when I step up out the shower. Soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel, please. A shower fiend, be feeling kinda dirty. Morning love, I know it's kinda early. You want food first? Breakfast in bed. Rinse your mouth, wet your face, use the shower head. Water's running, I feel the steam, homie. No water fights, splashing only. Hit every spot, promise I won't get upset. Go ahead and get my curls messy, get that doobie weird. Sweet as candy, baby, I'm licorice. Start with the toes and follow the drip. Fresh out of towels, but I'm into noise. If you good at arousal, you could be my towel boy. Drippin' wet when I step up out the shower. Soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel, please. Drippin' wet when I step up out the shower. Soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel, please. Drippin' wet, oh, soaking wet. Baby, you could be my towel, my towel, my towel boy. When I step up out the shower, soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel, please. Drippin' wet when I step up out the shower. Soaking wet, baby, you could be my towel boy. Soaking wet, can't wait for you to dry me. You see me drippin', drippin', wrap me in your towel,